Welcome back to another episode of Timeout, the Basketball England podcast, where we've got another great guest for you. From Manchester to Florida, Great Britain's under-20 star Kai Cleary joins me, Mark Jones, for a chat on his last season in the States, coming back from injury and his NBA ambitions. If you enjoy it, please like and subscribe wherever you're listening, and let us know what you think. Kai Cleary, thanks for joining us on the latest episode of Timeout with Basketball England. How have you been keeping during lockdown so far?
I've been doing quite well, actually. I try to stay busy and stay occupied most of my days, whether that's just doing ball handling in our back garden, or now that we can go out, I try to go to a local park where there's a basketball hoop and get some shots up whenever I can. Just doing what I can with my time, just to stay busy and stay occupied.
Yeah, you did a Instagram takeover for us not that long ago, and you were showing our followers the sort of drills and workouts you do. Was there anything you've been specifically working on since then?
So I've been doing what I did on the Instagram live and when I took over your Instagram. I've been doing similar stuff because we don't have a court that I can use. I didn't have a court that I can use back then, so it was just in my garden, ball handling was a focus. But now that I can go to a park, just similar stuff, ball handling. Because it's on concrete and stuff, it's hard to work on a lot of things because it's just slippy and stuff. But still ball handling. I've been working on shooting when I can get to a court, and just everything. All weaknesses I can work on when I get a chance to.
Does it feel just that much better that you can actually go and physically go to a court now and work on your stuff there?
Yeah, pretty much. The first time I went, I played properly for the first time. It was last week or something. I actually was able to go to a proper court, and just that, it makes you realise how much you miss the game, just being able to do it, just being able to play properly again, Because I was there for it must have been 4 or 5 hours I must have been at the court, so it was really a relief to be able to do it again after such a long period.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the same for a lot of people out there. But
yeah, exactly.
But it must be good for you to be home now, though, and see the family a bit more. Is it Manchester you're based at the moment?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm in Manchester right now.
So how has the family been then, sort of seeing you again and all being... Well, I guess it's a bit weird being together for such a long period of time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It was nice. It's been nice to see the family and be back home, because obviously being in America, the only time I get to come home is in the summertime. I don't get a break. I don't get to come home for Christmas or whatever, or any school breaks. So, and then I got to come home early. I got to come home a month or maybe 2 months earlier because of the whole situation. So it's definitely been nice to get home and see the family and spend a lot of time with them. Because of the current situation, you really get to spend, you're spending all your time pretty much with your family, so that's been nice. You got to appreciate that.
Does it feel like a long time ago now since you left for the States? Because you started, didn't you go for a year at Redemption Christian Academy in New York, is that right?
Yep. Yes, sir, that's correct.
So, you say you're spending a lot of time with your family now. Was making that move... Because a lot of people obviously do it, don't they? The young players such as yourself heading out to the States. Was it a difficult one to make, or was it something you always wanted to do?
It was easy, honestly. Literally, as soon as I started playing basketball around 11, 12, and I knew the NBA was overseas, and professional basketball was it was better to go overseas. That was kind of it was just a dream. So when I had the opportunity to do it, as I became older, I started taking it more serious. I didn't even think about staying home. Honestly, it wasn't even in my mind. It was, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So when I had the opportunity to do it, it wasn't really hard.
From then, you've gone on to, you signed for Florida South, didn't you? And you've just finished your second year there. How did that move come about, and what was it that drew you to them?
So when I was going through my prep school year, I had a lot of schools get in contact with me, offer me, and I took a lot of visits to different schools. But what stood out when I went to Florida Southern is just how the coaches treated me when I got there, and how much they was interested in me and just how much they showed that they wanted me to be on the team. Because every visit is different. Just how sometimes the coaches don't spend that much time with you with the players sometimes. The coaches take you out maybe and just show you around like the city or whatever. But when I went to Florida, I mean, it's a beautiful campus and like the area is beautiful, but my coach, the assistant coach, just they proved to me how much they wanted me to be on the team. So the love that I got from there was just, it stood out. That stood out from all of my other visits. And as well as it being a beautiful area, that's kind of what made me decide to go there, because I said to my coach, like, one thing that I want to make sure I do when I go on to college is I want to be happy, you know, like on the court playing basketball and off the court. I want to be happy in both areas. So
things were certainly going well on the court from a team perspective, weren't they? Because you won the Sunshine State Conference on your 21st birthday, but it must have been a bit of a bittersweet moment for you because of your broken hand injury in the first game. Can you just tell me how that's been, sort of watching your teams be so successful, but from the sidelines?
I mean, it's been tough, honestly. It was kind of like draining, and like it was hard to do because I have to be, because I'm like, sometimes I'm the one to always like encourage the team. I'll be on the bench and like, you know, cheer all the time through the whole game. And like, the further you go into the season and like, the more you want to play, it's hard. It's hard to do, hard to sit there and watch your team. Like, even like when we're down and we're struggling and you really want to help, like the most you can do is like just cheer. And doing that throughout the whole year, it's hard. It was definitely a challenge for me, honestly, to do that the whole year. But I think my teammates can agree that I mean, I did my best, and even in practices, trying my best to just contribute to the team as much as I can. But it was hard. And when we did win, I mean, I was just happy for the team, honestly. I didn't feel, by the time that came, I was kind of content with my role. Like, I knew I couldn't do nothing, so I was just cheering as much as I could, helping everyone on the bench as much as I could whenever someone got subbed out, talking to them, whatever they did, say if they made a mistake, just trying to help them. Just doing what I can just to be a good teammate. But it was definitely hard to sit that whole year and watch my watchers do great. But also, like, we did lose twice, and obviously that was hard to do. So just going through that ups and downs with the team was definitely hard, just sitting out.
Yeah, you went 29-2 for the season, didn't you? Which is remarkable, really. So, and as you said, as you said, it was tough watching on the sidelines. So, when you sort of had the choice, didn't you, to come back? What was it? Did it make it that much harder just to decide? No, I need to stay and carry on working on your recovery.
Yeah. So when I did recover, I did plan to come back, and when I started practicing again, I had like 3 really good practices. I was excited, coach was excited to have me back on the floor. But I went up for a dunk and the ball got hit out of my hands, and then I hit the same area on the rim that I injured. And then it just tweaked it a little. It didn't do anything major, but it just stiffened my hand up again. And then it's like I had to sit out for a minute. I had to sit out for like a week again. So then after that, it was like, you know, if I play another game, then I won't be able to get my year back kind of thing. And if I get hurt in a game, you know, you don't know really what's going to happen, and you don't want to go in not 100% as much as I did when I played. It's not smart to go in a game halfway through the season, towards the end of the season, like still hurt, when you can get your year back. So, we decided that was probably the best route for me to do, because we just didn't want to risk it, like me coming back and getting hurt again, playing 2-3 games. You know, it wouldn't have been the smartest of decisions. So we just decided to sit me out, make sure I'm healed 100%, and then just prepare for next season.
And is that the case now? Have you fully recovered and your hand's 100% better?
Yeah. So it recovered pretty much before I left. I went back to the doctors for them to review it, and they said, yeah, you're all good. Everything's cool. So yeah, my hand's perfectly fine now. No issues with it.
Well, that's great news, and that's Yeah, that's good to hear. So going into next season then, as you said, it's a bit of a, well, from a year out, you've got it back. So have you got any aims now from seeing your team be so successful that you want to be part of it again with, well, more involvement next season?
Yeah, definitely. Just do as much as I can to help, for one, defend our championship that we've won back to back, and honestly win a national championship, because I know that's what we wanted to do this year, and we definitely believe we could. I still think we could have and would have, honestly. So that's our goal for next year, and a goal of mine, just to help my team get back to that level and honestly get a better record, because I know we went 29-2 this year, and I think each year we just keep getting better and better. So that's one thing I would like to help the team do: get a better record, defend our championship, and hopefully make our way towards a national championship.
Going back a bit then, you mentioned earlier that you started playing at the age of 11. So I just wanted to get your story on where it all started for you in basketball.
It was kind of random, because everyone plays football here, and I played football, but I wasn't really too keen on it. And then when I first started seeing my dad and stuff at that age, that's something we would go do. We'd go to the park and play basketball as a little activity / bonding kind of thing. And then ever since then, it kind of I just loved it. Had a deep love for it, deep passion for it, and it just stayed with me. It just stayed with me for until now. And then obviously when I first started, it was just a love, a hobby or whatever. And then obviously the more you play, the better you get. And then when I got to about 13, it was 13, 14, when I joined Manchester Magic, they realized I had a bit of potential. And then 15, 16 is when I made the England squad, Northwest, and then I made the England squad. And then things started to opportunities started to open up for me, because as soon as I started playing, I took it seriously. I see 11, 12, I was playing it every single day as much as I could. I wanted to get better, doing all the little things, even when I started watching YouTube videos, going in my back garden, and just trying to get better all the time, doing crazy drills or random drills all the time, always asking my coaches for a workout. So that's kind of how I caught up and became the player I am, just because I had that passion and that love for it and constantly wanting to improve. That brought me opportunities that I've been able to do today. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. It was mainly from me seeing my dad and us going and playing, and then joining the high school team and joining Manchester Magic, and then just progressing from there.
So when you were watching footage and working on your skills in your garden, was there anyone you idolised growing up?
Yeah, I started watching Kobe Bryant first. First player I ever watched. After, it was Kobe, Michael Jordan, pretty much just those two. And then when I first played my 2K game, NBA 2K, 6 or something, I used to always play with Kobe Bryant. So Kobe was always an idol for me. Everything was Kobe. My shoes were Kobe. Shirts that I got was always Lakers Kobe shirt. So he's probably my biggest idol.
Hopefully they'll be doing a documentary on him soon. I've heard that's in the works.
Yeah, no, hopefully.
Have you watched all?
I heard a book's coming out or something.
Yeah, have you binged all of The Last Dance?
Yeah, I've watched it twice already. It's a good series.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you've represented Magic before you went over to the States, and you played for Loretto College in the EABL. Is that right?
Yep.
So how important, I was going to ask you, how important do you think those experiences were for getting to the States, and what is it from your time there that sticks out for you?
A lot of my growth came from playing with the men, like you said, the Division I men. And even though I didn't play much, just practicing every day, I would get a lot of court time when we was practicing, and some opportunities on court. And just playing with, a lot of them have played at a high level, and some of them did play overseas in America. and just going up against like those pros they helped me a lot. They helped me on court and off the court. But on court, they would always say if I did something, they would tell me this is what you need to do. The guys that did go to college in America would tell me this is what it's like. I'd have long conversations with them outside of practice, like what it's like, how did they get there, and their whole college experience, for them to like prepare me and help me for when I hopefully got there. And just being around that professional environment, and our team was really good. Our team was really good back then. I know we won like all 4 titles in 1 year. So just being around such good players, obviously it's always good to be around better players that will push you and make you get better, because at that time you're one of the best in your age group. So playing against your own age group you get better from it, but you always get better from playing against older, better, stronger competition,
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've had plenty of success in Magic that's followed with your team in Florida as well. So is there any aspects of your game you think have improved from playing with, like you say, good players?
Mainly, probably your maturity. Your maturity has to improve. Be it like jumping from a junior level to the Division 1 men's level, your maturity has to improve, and your understanding of the game has to improve. I think that the way we played at Magic and the way we play in Florida is similar. We're very fast-paced. People always talk about the tempo of the game being so different in Europe and in America, but I feel like how we played at Manchester was kind of fast-paced. My coach always used to say, push the ball, get it up the court, like don't slow things down. And we did that as well with the England under-18s, the GB under-18s team. When I was a part of that, Coach Keane made our team. We were so fast, like fast break was our emphasis, and like no one could stop it. So we were such a fast-paced team. So that, and so GB under-18s being fast-paced, Division 1 men's and Manchester being fast-paced definitely helped my transition going into America for the style of play, but also just playing with men and playing like for your country helps with like your maturity when you go overseas. And just my whole experience at being at Magic, my coaches really helped me mature and get ready for being overseas, being on my own, and whatever I had to face, being able to handle that on and off court, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your GB exploits next, actually, because as you mentioned, you played for the under-18s, and you made it into the under-20s Euro squad as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So what experience was that like for you, sort of representing your country?
Honestly, I love the whole experience of playing for your country and representing it. The first time I got called up for England was when I was 15, 16. And I was saying this to my dad the other day, like just being there was kind of like surreal. I didn't really, it was like I was thinking like I didn't really belong there, because I'm looking around and all these, like, I'm thinking everyone's like better than me, or like I looked up to some players that I was around at the time. But when I made the final cut, and every time I do make the final cut, just being able to go out and represent your country, your city, your family, the college you're at now, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and something that I don't take for granted. But that whole experience, just being able to travel the world with your team, with your country, doing what you love doing, is just such a blessing, and something that I'm happy and proud to be able to say that I've done throughout my younger career.
You mentioned there the chance to travel and play in new surroundings. Is there any countries, leagues or aspirations you have that you want to tick off?
So I'm definitely trying to go to the NBA. A lot of people say I've got the potential to do it. It's just a matter of me doing the work. And I'm a key believer of, if you believe in something and you want to do something, like nothing's really going to stop you from doing that. You're the only person that's going to get in your way. So I'm like I believe I can make it, and I do want to make it to the NBA. So that's my prime goal. If not, then I want to go pro regardless, at the highest level I can. So if it's not NBA, try to go NBA G League. If it's not G League, hopefully Euro League. But that's my main goals. Play for a top Euro League, play in the NBA, top level pro. I just want to be like a great professional basketball player. Like, I just don't want to be a pro. I want to be a great pro.
That almost seems like a good way to end. So finally, I just wanted to ask, obviously you're still a young player yourself, but there will have been a lot of players that will have seen from your takeovers and what you've achieved so far that will be looking up to you. So I just wanted to ask, is there any advice that has been given to you that you think would be good to give to a younger player that was hoping to get into your shoes where you are now?
From my experiences, what's helped me is just kind of my work ethic. Like, if you work hard and you do what you have to do, you will get noticed, you know? Because like I said, I was just a kid from Manchester who was unknown at like 15 years old, to then within one season making the England team, making the Hoops Fix All-Star team, making the Camp Top 50, and then from there it blew up from there. So, and that was just because of my work ethic. Like, I worked every single day, in the gym, after hours, after practice, like even after games, I would stay and wait an hour or two, get something to eat, and then go back to the gym and work out. So, like, for the young kids out there, if they work, they will get noticed. And if they have the right attitude, the right mindset, and they have a goal that they truly believe in, they'll get far. They'll make it. They'll get far with it. You just gotta believe.
Just as a bit of a bonus thing at the end, I've been asking people who I've had on the podcast just some quick fire questions. So I don't know if you want to just quickly go through them now and just fire some answers at me.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go.
All right. So we mentioned The Last Dance, but is there anything that's been your go-to on Netflix during lockdown?
Right now, I'm watching Queen of the South with my mum. I mean, we just started it, but it's good. We just finished Breaking Bad, so I think that's our favorite right now.
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad's a good one as well. What's been your favourite meal that you've had that you've been having made for you or cooking for the family now you're back in England?
I haven't cooked for the family since I've been back, but I've definitely missed my mum's cooking. Her chicken and rice is always good.
When you're chilling at home, what's been the top of your playlist at the moment?
For music-wise, it has to be A Boogie with the hoodie. If you know anybody that knows me knows that's my favourite artist, A Boogie.
Who's your best mate in basketball?
Oh, that's tough. I don't have one. It has to be. It depends where I'm at. From Manchester, it has to be my boys, Michael, Arenzi, Wesley. From America, EJ, Dre. I don't have one.
Fair enough. Good answer as well. In terms of your dream team, then, who makes your starting five of all time? Could be your idols growing up or you've played with. But who makes?
That's tough. Kobe, LeBron, KD. I'm gonna put Shaq in there, and and Jason Williams. I like him. People might disagree, but I like Jason Williams for my point guard.
Finally, Kai, who's been your toughest opponent that you've faced so far?
Individual or team?
Individual.
That's a tough question. This is supposed to be quick, right?
Yeah, maybe I should leave this out.
You know what? I can't even answer that, but I do remember one time when I had an open run and the player came from LSU, and he's probably the toughest guy I've ever had to guard. Like, he scored on me every trip. Like, we were playing games to 7, and he scored on me 7 times, like, straight. He was a pro. Like, it was wild. I don't even remember his name, but he was crazy. But other than that, I can't really think, honestly.
Would it have been easier to name the toughest team you faced? Or would that be a difficult one as well?
That would be a difficult one too. First thing that comes to my head was Croatia in the final. When we played them in the final with GB under 18s, it was a tough game to play.
We'll leave it there then, because obviously I'll have to readdress these quickfire questions, because I think it just stresses people out too much, doesn't it, having to get such an answer. But
I know, I had to think of those.
Yeah, but thanks very much for joining me, Kai, and I hope you continue to stay safe
No
while
worries.
lockdown remains.
No worries. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, and speak soon. Thanks for listening to another episode of Timeout. You can now find all of our episodes on iTunes and Spotify, so please like, subscribe, and let us know who you'd like to hear from in a future episode.